welcome to SAS-a-fras world. Today we're going to be doing a casting to try to fix an other casting. You can see all the holes, all that is air bubbles. I did this before we had the pressure pot and or the vacuum chamber. So what we're going to do is we're going to really make this thing kind of pop, hopefully. I don't know. It might screw it up, it might not. One way or another, I'm keeping it anyway. It's just kind of something to play with. Try it out. Because I have some epoxy I'm going to need to get moving on. It's been sitting around for a little while. And I bought it from Menards. And I'm not sure if that's going to be backwards to you guys. Probably is. I don't know. But it's ice cast. And it's from Menards, like I said. It's an AB deep pour epoxy. So basically, I am going to put this in here. We're going to mix up the epoxy. Put it in here. Fill it to where it's over the level here. See, in fact, I can see that this one right here goes all the way through. But yeah, we're gonna fill it up to the level, let it sit, take it over to the vacuum chamber, get as much air out of the epoxy as we possibly can, and have it get sucked back into some of these holes and everything. And we'll let it dry, and we'll turn it again and see if we can get a gold, not a gold bowl, but a blue bowl with pine cone and gold. Let's try it. What the heck? Put that on there, push on. There we go. This is going to be a 2-in-1 deep pour. So it's going to be thinner. So and a longer time before it actually cures, or even starts curing a longer time. So it'll be able to seep into every hole, hopefully, in this bowl. Now I turned it to about where I want it, just a little thicker than where I want it, of course, because I'm gonna have to turn a lot of this stuff off and get in there and everything again. So there will be a little bit of scrapage, a little bit of missing material inside. So you don't want to turn it too thin because it will get thinner between turning it again and, of course, the sanding and stuff. So here we go. I will put this in the vacuum chamber after we're done here. Try to get as many bubbles out as possible. And then also when all the air rushes are already sucked out, I'm sorry. And then you let the air back in. The other thing should actually absorb more epoxy into holes and stuff like that. So let's give it a shot. I know I'm pretty sure I'm gonna at least need 2 of these. So let's start. Shit. Woo! That wouldn't have been good. All right. Now I'll mix this for a good, 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Now we are going to add the color. And I'm going to go heavy on this because I want this to be a pretty solid color, I guess. I'm going to put one big scoop in there and try that. See what it looks like. In fact, you know what? We're just right now going to put another. These are just little samples from Amazon. I can't even remember the name of the stuff, but, or the name of the company or whatever you want to call it. The people who make it. Now, I would rather mix my epoxy for longer than it needs it than vice versa, because if you don't mix it up proper, you are going to come to a very soft casting, which actually I can show you because I did it. Okay, first one going in. Okay, and I forgot to show you before. I'm going to put this up closer to the camera here. You can see all those bubbles in there. Yeah, I mean, that's what these mechanical devices do. I'm going to clean up and then I'll be right back to add. All right, back to adding the stuff. As you can see, there's a little bit of gold in there already from the mixer, which is fine. And as I was saying, sample. That's all right, though. Well, I don't think it's going to be near as dark, though. But pour this one in. Okay. Some there. All right, bring it over to the vacuum chamber. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to find what. There it is. Okay, here we go. These motors that come with these vacuum chambers are kind of junk. 30 bar. We're almost up to full vacuum, which I want to. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. Okay, we're going to throw it in the pressure pot, pull out the mold that we have, check that out, see what's going on, if I can turn it today or if I have to let it sit for another day. We're going to let this sit for a little while, and then, yeah, like I said, we'll see you in about 3 days. As you can see it, I got it in between centers. It is off because when I poured this side thicker than this side, which, you know, it is what it is, turn it true, sorry, and get some of this stuff off, wipe it up, get the tenon showing again, and then I will put it on some jaws. We'll get the inside cleaned out, and yeah, you're just going to witness it all over there. All right, as you can see, sorry the camera stopped working for me. Alright, I'm going to just keep on continuing to get this gold off on the outside and then whittle this down. Almost 800. Okay, we're almost have the yellow, or the gold, I'm sorry, off of the outside. Slowly starting to get down into closer to the tenon. All right. As you can see, this is kind of messy. Gotta stopping and looking. Almost. Okay. Starting to run a little smoother too. Quite a bit smoother actually.
we're down to the original bowl. Now this tenon is small enough on here, I think, to tell you the truth. I'm going to incorporate this here. Yeah. This here into the bowl. Make the bowl deeper. Woohoo! Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, we're around 9.5. Our pinion. And what I'll do towards the end is, of course, I'll finish up the bottom if I can mount this thing up here. Now you're seeing little things here. I think that's just chipping. Oh, there's a big hole. That's all right though. We'll fill it. Just a couple holes, no big deal. See, like I said, we're gonna end up, yeah. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to flip her around and I'll bring it back.
Okay, I'm going to turn on the lathe again. It'll be running right around 1,000 RPMs now. I'm going to true it back up because I did move it from the centers to the chuck. Well, it doesn't. It won't need too much truing, maybe 1 or 2 passes. We're going to take this off and put a drill in and a Foster bit, in here, and drill out some of this stuff like that. And then, yeah, we'll just core it out or whatever you want to call it. But hey, I'm going to cut in here and just say, if you like what you've seen so far on this video, please hit that like button, share the video so all your friends and family can see it. If you're not already, subscribe. Hit the bell icon, put all on, just so you'll be notified every time we upload. And then, of course, comment. It all helps with the algorithm of the channel. Thank you. But I'm going to go get my stuff on, and I'll be right back.
And this is the Hercules by Hunter Tools. It works pretty much just like bowl gouge. Okay, I've just taken a few light passes, and as you can see, even more new holes are emerging. Not that big of a deal. So let's start coring her out. Okay, we're going to start. I usually core or do this right around 700-ish. Okay, guys, that's about the best I'm going to put in there. I'm going to have to get in here, so I'm going to be getting in the way of the light in this, but unfortunately, it has to be. Here we go. One thing you want to do, though, is you want to make sure that you get everything done in your lower grits to the best you can before you go up to higher grits. You're just going to be fighting it if you don't. Okay, the 60 grit on the inside's done. I'm gonna have to, yeah.
Yeah, I took my respirator off so I can talk a little better here. Yeah, we still got holes, and I knew we were going to because the casting was full of them. I am going to show you guys when we get back upstairs. A different casting I did after I got the pressure pot and the vacuum chamber, and there was no holes whatsoever. I mean, everything was all real nice and solid. And I will show you that. I tried to make a video, but my camera decided it didn't want to work that day or something. I don't know. I'm keeping it. It's turned into a bowl. There's none of these that actually will leak. And I'm going to wax it up and stuff. But let's get some isopropyl alcohol on this and see what it's going to kind of look like. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. Oh, that inside's going to be gorgeous. I don't know what in the heck. It's right where those pine cones are, and I think that's the... Okay, I guess I'm going to have to go in there and just lightly touch it again. Shouldn't have to sand too much afterwards, though. So let's just do that quick. Okay, we are going to put some abrasive wax on here. Let it sit, and then we're going to buff it in and then clean it off again with isopropyl alcohol. And I'm going to put a wax finish on here that I have. It is non-toxic, so I could use it if I want to, but most likely it's just going to go up with the other ones. This one and the other one is going to be a reminder of why you use the vacuum chamber vacuum chamber and or the pressure pot to do your castings. I got a little bit of gold strikes up in here and stuff like this, but you know, I'm keeping it. I like the way it looks. And it's actually going to be operational. So I'm just going to blow this all off again. And yeah, we'll go on to the next step. Now, you definitely want to do this with a face mask on, though, because this stuff can fly off of here, and you do not want that in your eyes. All right. We're at 600 right now. Wow, that's really, really shining in there. As you can see, I'm in my robe again here, just kind of relaxing and stuff. I finished it. It's going to be pretty much just a shelf thing here. But anyway, this is what it looks like when it's got the last of the wax on it. Oh, let me see if I can get that. But I wanted to show you guys this. I made this for Cheryl. Okay, I used deep pore epoxy, and I used the vacuum chamber, got all the bubbles out of it, and out of the wood. Let the vacuum back out, sucks into wood and everything, and then put it in the pressure pot, and there was not a single bubble in there. So that I made for the wife. And this is for the shelf, pretty much. It was a fun little thing to do, though. So until next time, have fun, but be safe.